Alright guys, today we're going to jump the gun a little bit because the postage beat its own record from Germany to the United States. Usually takes about 10 days. This packet took only 5 days. So when I went to check the price of this brand new Multipick 4-piece extractor kit, all it said was not yet available or no longer available, something like that. They don't even have a price on it yet. So hopefully by the time you take a look at the video, they'll have that updated. Typical of Multipick, let's take a look at one of these. They're all stainless steel. They're made from 18 thousandths thick material, so pretty thin, which is 0.45 millimeters. In height, they're very, very thin. I didn't measure them, but I'm going to hold up my short hook next to it. You guys see this all the time, and you can see how very narrow that thing is in profile. So it'll fit in the most paracentric and narrow of keyways. Anywhere where you can put a short hook, you can probably put 2 of these extractors. So if somebody breaks off a key or a kid breaks off a popsicle stick or something, one of these extractors should be able to get inside of there. As I said, they are the typical Multipick construction. They got engraving on them with the logo, and they also have the model number and individual serial numbers along with the year of manufacture. Very nicely done. They've been tumbled, but these are not normal picks. They're very sharp. I've already snagged myself in a couple of spots. These are literally needle sharp, as they need to be. Unlike some of those harpoons that we get, normally they're huge things that are very dull. These are really sharp. You get an assortment of them as well. 4 picks. They're not all the same. You get 2 of them that turn actually hook downwards, a single and then a double hook. And then you get 2 that kind of turn upwards. Again, a single and a double hook. Very cool, no matter what type of key, what angle it broke off at, no matter what type of keyway. You can either reach in from the top with this one, you can reach in from the bottom with one of the others, and then you can lever it to snag onto that key. These are even narrow enough on some keyways you can slide it in beside the key and then give it a little turn to wedge that needle point up against the side of the key and then extract it on out. How does it work? Well, I got a quick demo here. This is a Schlage keyway, old lock that I had laying around. This is how it typically will work. I've already broken the key, but this is usually how they break. Right at the lowest possible cut, come on, line up for me, is usually where they'll snap off. And the way that happens is either through wear or, like the customer might use this to pry something and it weakens it at that point, and then when he puts it in the lock it breaks, or maybe he's had too many adult beverages, he comes at home, puts it in and loses his balance and then snaps it off. And then if they leave it like that, that would be so easy, wouldn't it? But they don't. But you can start to see right away where we're going to be able to reach that. We can reach it from the bottom by sliding that narrow pick in and wedging it. Or we can go in from the top of the keyway and snag a hold of the teeth. Anyway, they never leave it like that. They always say, oh my gosh, and then they take their broken key and they push it in there. And then usually it will work. I just shoved that one a little bit too far, but it opens their door, and then they pull it out and go, oh, I just pushed that bit all the way to the back of the lock. I better call my buddy, the lock picker. And that would be you. That's when you show up. Of course, you can't even see that little bit in there. More or less grab it with your fingernail. So if you have one of these tools, I'm just going to grab this one at random. You can either slide it, because it is so thin, you can either slide it through the bottom under the key and then lever it like that, like wedge it to pull the piece out. Or I find it's usually more effective to slide it in from the top. I'll slide it in and push all the pins up out of my way with the pick or with the tool. And then once I feel it reach the very back of the keyway, I'll lever it a little bit, not too much because it is a very thin material. And then I'll begin extraction of the piece. And you can see it's snagged, if I can get the camera to cooperate, which it never does. Anyway, it will snag right on the tooth. Any other time it would work, except when we want it the most. It snags right on the cut, the next cut, and you're able to drag it out. If it weren't that sharp, like some of those junky harpoons we get with some of those more inexpensive kits, you really wouldn't be able to grab it quite so well. But this little needle really grabs it well, and you just pull it right out. Very easy. So next time a kid puts a piece of debris up inside of a lock, you now have a set of tools to get it out of there. Okay, that's the extractor kit, but that's not all this week, because I think Multipick, also inside of the box, sent me this. I unwrapped it. It is a brand new Chronos Electro pick. I reviewed this back in video number 1076. Probably the most powerful battery-powered electro pick I have ever seen. I called it the Master Key. That's how well it worked. This was in the box with no explanation from Multipick as to what they wanted me to do with it. So I'm going to make the leap and say that they intended for this to be a very generous contribution, and I'm going to give it away along with the brand new MEX4 4-piece extractor kit. So there you go. That's the next week's giveaway. Hope I'm not in trouble, Multipick, because if I'm wrong in this guess, I can't afford to pay you back for this thing, but by then it'll be too late. There's the website. Go there to register. In the middle of the page, there's a huge purple button. Guys, you can't miss it. Click on the button, register to win, and maybe next weekend you'll be lucky enough to be the name drawn for this awesome, awesome giveaway. Multipick, thank you for your generosity, and I hope I'm right on this guess. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.